Drop the mic. Water. It's all dry. Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Oh. Fuck. String myself up.
In the good way. Not in the dying way.
Wait, so erotic asphyxiation? Sweet. There you go. Perfect.
I like that we get to share a mic.
You know it's meant to be.
Let's not start the panel with the David Carradine joke.
Yeah, no kidding.
Probably not.
I'm gonna leave it.
Hey, autoerotic asphyxiation, right?
I want to answer
Did
your
you see?
question.
Have you seen the episode of BoJack Horseman season 2 where they talk about? They gave it so many like nicknames.
Really?
Yeah, the Hang and Jang or something. Like it's so.
Turns out he had 2 laptops.
The breathe and
I
jerk.
have no idea.
There's a.
This was the quick draw panel.
Sorry.
This is the same room, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot where we're gonna have.
Last year when you did
Gotcha.
your did you have it on your
Thanks.
Yeah, so what happened?
There you are.
Whoever did like the.
Do we have enough chairs?
Just like.
I mean, we're going to be
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, there's some over there.
Like that. So everything was like skewed too.
Why do we have such a small room?
It's a small room. People will probably be able to hear you without the mics, but anybody watching on the stream will not be able to hear you unless you're speaking through that microphone.
So don't talk into the mic. Got it. Got it, Miles. I got it. So I'll just turn this off.
I've got so many of them.
You are. Yeah, that's why I
have the laptop. I don't care. So give me whoever. I just don't know what the plan is.
I'm gonna get on blind so much with this. Like,
Yeah, so, but you'd be very popular with Penny.
Well, what about the? How do you?
I'm gonna drive.
I thought it was 2.
I'm surprised you haven't already. Sounds like you're upping this now.
Really?
That's racist. Penny will love you.
Paco bought the $100. This is like Wind Waker
I went to town. I think I bought Sora.
All
I wanted that, but I saw the price tag. I was like,
All right. Kate actually bought him on Karina. For like his birthday or something. God, I'm out of beer.
yeah. This podium makes things way too official. We just need to throw this side.
4 more years. Yay. Oh, I have them. Oh, check.
Welcome to the first ever Rooster Teeth Animation Department panel
Yeah.
here at RTX 2015. My name is Gray. I have the honor and privilege of serving as the head of Rooster Teeth Animation, working alongside all these beautiful people. Not only ones here on stage, but we've got a ton of folks here in the audience that we're going to introduce you to here in a little bit. Before we get going, though, let's just boot up a couple of things that tell you what Rooster Teeth Animation's been up to lately. Dead sizzle.
I want you to tell me everything you know about the Reds and
Yeah, so that is, am I coming through? Can you hear me? I can't hear me. All right, so yeah, that's Red versus Blue. Do we want to do it like by show, people that work on this? I don't know.
Yeah, so everyone who has ever touched the show Red versus Blue, if you've ever worked on the show, stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like half the room.
Yeah,
Jordan, you stay.
I was tank guy.
you're going to notice a trend here in a minute. So then, RWBY's been running for, say, a little bit, and then now there's a show called RWBY.
Lights, please.
Legends.
And then we have the latest season of our brand new 2D property called X-Ray and Vav. By the way, before we get going, everyone who's ever been on yeah,
I'm sorry.
we're out of control. Who here has crewed on RWBY?
Oh, the familiar
There you
faces.
go.
I get it. It's the same.
Now, a little thing called X-ray and Vav.
You gotta have strength to live in this town.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that's the product of our recently formed 2D team. So if you are on the 2D animation team in Rooster Teeth Animation, whether you've worked on X-ray or RTAA, stand up. A month away from the 8th day of the formal Rooster Teeth. And yeah, so instead of just being the fools in the corner who happen to crank out the show once or twice a year, we are now set up as a constantly rolling production. So at any given time, we have our 3D pool, we have our 2D pool, we have at least, damn it. Oh wow, it's Yang from Volume 1, that's great. And so we just wanted to say hello. Not everybody kind of understood that this happened this year. We're starting to kind of brand our stuff as Rooster Teeth Animation, which is awesome. And I kind of wanted to do, we're just going to wing it for the first part of this panel. I wanted to do a whole bunch of introductions so you kind of understand what Rooster Teeth Animation is, who we are, how we got here. Maybe you're just kind of curious, like, you know, who these people are, or maybe that you're an aspiring animator or a tech person who wants to get into this stuff. Then hopefully you can kind of pick up on some threads on how, I don't think anyone in this department has the same story about how they got into this mess. So hopefully you'll be inspired or scared by that, we'll see. But, like I said, my name is Gray. I got started with Rooster Teeth about 5 years ago as an RWBY Season 9. I started as a compositor. I did VFX for Rooster Teeth for a couple of years, a little bit of live action stuff. Then did some editing and then producing and then now administration. So that's me. My background was I was a theater geek in junior high and high school, and then studied that for a bit at university, and then was making so much money off of that, haha, no, that I went back and I got my computer science degree. Both of those were at University of Texas here in Austin. And I did high-tech stuff for about 10 years, and then with, you know, all the creative stuff, whether it was acting or production stuff on the side, and then about 7 or 8 years ago, just decided I was done with that rhythm and I wanted to do production stuff full life and I was going to make it happen somehow. And then after doing a variety of TV commercials and effects and stuff like that, started working with Rooster Teeth, and now I get to do all this cool stuff. But I wanted to kind of get that story from everybody else up here on stage. We have a whole bunch of our leads from various disciplines in the department up here, and then we'll want to talk to some of the other department members that are out here in the audience, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay. Hello, check. Can you hear me? All right. Sorry, my voice is going. My name is Miles Luna. I'm the writer and director on Red vs. Blue seasons 11 through 13. And I also co-write and assistant direct on RWBY, and it's super fun. I started doing video stuff in high school. I just took a video tech class and was there all the time. And when I made it to college, I went to the University of Texas and studied radio, television, film. But honestly, I think most of my experience came from volunteering at the student television station TSTV. That's where I met Brandon and Chris Ramirez and Marshall and like everybody. It was great because it was people helping and teaching each other. You know, taking classes. It's a very competitive degree to go after. But at TSTV, everybody just wants to look, you know, wants everybody's stuff to look good. So it was much more friendly and open. And yeah, I just started volunteering and trying to take as many opportunities to gain more experience as possible. One day got an email from Brandon, was a PA on a bunch of shoots, and got an internship, worked really hard, and then one day they were like, hey, write Red vs. Blue, and I was like, you got it, boss. And yeah, surprise, I'm here. These guys are way more interesting.
Well, yeah, I'm not as interesting. Yeah, so I was the same thing. I did a lot of nerdy stuff in high school, and then was going to school for computer science degree for programming when I got an internship. So don't listen to this part, kids. So then I dropped out of college to come work for Rooster Teeth. I started out doing Machinima in season 8, and I've touched pretty much every season since then to some degree. During seasons 9 and 10, I started doing compositing with Gray. That's how we got to know each other. Started doing Machinima with you season 10. And then one day Monty was like, hey, let's make an anime. And I was like, cool, let's do that. And that's kind of how it goes now. So now I'm co-writing it with you and directing it. That's my story.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and I was a fan of Rooster Teeth, and got really bored one day and made an animated short based on a story on the podcast. And
It's an adventure.
maybe an adventurous kind of animated thing.
It's a stupid name.
It was supposed to be stupid. That's why I called it that. Yeah,
You
totally.
succeeded. I'm
You're
just
right,
kidding.
Jay or Dan.
Anyway, Carrie. So yeah, I made animated adventure, and then started making more to prove to myself and to Rooster Teeth that I could keep doing it. And eventually that turned into various degrees of employment until full time in 2012, and kept doing RTAA until finally we formed a kind of 2D branch for X-Ray and VAV, and now I'm part of that, and it's great. I also dropped out of college.
Oh, I have 2 mics now. Just get both of them going at the same time. It's that kind of panel.
Welcome to the after hours segment of RT Animation.
I was a Filipino man whore, and one of the higher up in Rooster Teeth kind of, may or may not have wanted my services. We won't say which one.
It was me.
It's Joel.
Yeah. I look for the Adam's apple.
No, I also was a giant fan of Rooster Teeth. Ow, that is itchy paper. I was a fan of Rooster Teeth, and I've been trying to get into this field for a long time. Thankfully, I think actually Maggie, our production coordinator, saw my reel, handed it to Jordan. Jordan saw it. Apparently, it wasn't so terrible, and they brought me on to be the lead animator on X-Ray and VAV.
Ooh, look at you with your fancy self. I also dropped out of college.
Jesus.
I know, right? We're just
Artists, am I right?
Dude, look, yeah. Wait, do we have any sensitive viewers in here? Fuck yeah, awesome, cool.
If you are, why are you watching our stuff?
Anybody physically
sensitive to
sensitive in
fun.
here? I am. No, I made a postcard one day. Achievement Hunter was doing this whole deal where they were giving away a free t-shirt. And I was just like, I love t-shirts. Here's a postcard. And a year later, I got a email from Jack, and he was just like, would you like to make another one, but like for us? And I was just like, oh, fuck yeah, absolutely. And it kind of just snowballed into this thing where I kind of just kept doing little things here and there and progress. And now I'm the art director of X-Ray and VAV, RWBY, and RWBY. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Dustin.
What's up, D-Money?
Yeah.
Dustin's been partying.
I actually finished college, unlike these assholes.
Yeah.
Education! Woo! Anyway, I went to a bullshit art school, so it's not important. Don't do it. Anyway, yeah, so I went there, and then I had a couple of gigs before working at Rooster Teeth, and then the first time I came on, I guess, was RWBY 10, and so I did that, and then I've worked on a couple seasons of RWBY, and then just everything in between. X-Ray and VAV. I got to do season 1. They wouldn't let me do season 2. I guess I'm bad. I don't know.
I needed you and your skills for RWB.
Yeah. Miles was like, you can't. I was like, Miles, I want to do that other thing. He was like,
No. And I tied him to the chair.
animate shark face.
Shark face.
Yeah, you got to kill Sharkface. There was that.
So anyway, so yeah, I just I had some other gigs, and then I got brought on to Rooster Teeth, and I loved it, and it was great, and it's the best, and now I work there, and it's awesome.
Use your mic.
I'm in the mic. What the
We're
fuck?
quiet.
Do you
We
want?
can't hear ourselves.
Don't eat the mic. So I'm Jeff Yon, and I studied computer animation in Florida for a while and digital effects. And I was working on Sesame Street, of all things. And then I actually didn't know anything about Rooster Teeth. I didn't know what it was, but I'd seen Red versus Blue, like, you know, in different stores. And then I came here to Austin just for the hell of it one day. I think I had everything I owned in my car. And one day out of the blue, I got a call that said, hey, you know, we're looking for a compositor of all things. So send in your stuff. Yeah, so it was like during RWBY Crunch and RWBY 10, I worked with Gray and Carrie for many hundreds of hours in a very short amount of time. And I noticed all the tech guys kept having all the real fun over there, banging their heads against the wall.
Whoa.
So I wanted to jump on and have a little, my hand on a little bit of everything. So I just kind of did that. And
Get shit on
before I
Carrie.
knew it, they were like, now you have to stay. So
Look, we had Netflix, okay? We have a lot of fun.
I know you do. I have Netflix on my third monitor, so must be nice. Having fun. No, you know, it's been a couple years now, so we've just kind of moved up through it. Then it was RWBY 1, then RWBY 2, and now we're all the way up. It's been a year since the department started, and I'm the lead technical director for the department, so it's been quite a ride.
Yeah.
When stuff breaks, Jeff fixes it.
What was that?
When stuff breaks, Jeff fixes it.
Yeah, Jeff is
Dustin
our
breaks
tech
it.
hero,
I
along with
break
him and
it,
his
Jeff
team.
fixes it.
But I mean, this is just a kind of a small sampling of the disciplines that are involved in the department, and hopefully you're already picking up on the pattern that there's not really a pattern in terms of how everyone got into this. So, I mean, again, whether you went to school or not, if you did, and then you decided, yeah, actually, I need to get right into the industry, and maybe you don't finish school or whatever, I mean, just so long as you become a badass at what you do, I think that's kind of just the point. And it's so much easier these days. It's getting easier and easier to self-train, find your resources online, find your local communities that are, you know, all the people that are like-minded and doing the same thing, and, you know, maybe you can find some cool projects to work on together, or just how the internet is enabling you to collaborate remotely. There's all sorts of cool ways to just get going in the industry and then eventually find your home. So there's that. But I mean, these are not all the disciplines that are in the department. So show of hands, how many, we've got writers, directors. Yeah, and there's more that are not in here right now. We've got our production art team. So yeah. And then here's another thing
you
too.
guys
Yeah,
so
okay, but
much.
I'll keep rattling off all the other teams inside of RT Animation. But real quick, if you participated in the Rooster Teeth community before you got your gig here, raise your hand. Yeah. So I mean, it's just Rooster Teeth continues the tradition of you know, identifying. I've been saying this at almost every panel, but it's because it's the truth. That the fact that you know, when in doubt, keep your eye on the community, because there's always somebody out there making cool stuff. And you know, if you need someone with a particular discipline, odds are that they've been trying to, you know, get your attention on the subject for a while. So just, you know, hit the website, look at Twitter. People are constantly just showing cool new things, and that kind of helps us identify folks to bring in from time to time. But let's keep going. So from art, we've got our modeling team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our gang that does all the environments and the characters and props and whatnot, and turn the art actually into assets that the animators. Let's do 3D first. 3D animators, yeah.
I see you, Shane.
Yeah.
I see you.
We actually have a few more than this.
Joel and all
I don't know where the others are. They're fired. It's good. But yeah. But and then, or on the 2D side, our 2D animation team. Working on RTA and X-ray and VAV, yeah. You know, and then from there it moves into post. So we've got our VFX, our compers. Do we have anybody here from comp? Hey, there's Rick. Yeah, the size of the team fluctuates between like 2 to 4 people on that side. Editors. Do we have? Hey, there they are. And I guess we're missing Connor, and I guess, you know, I'm still doing some editing these days. Actually, a lot of folks are still touching editing as well, but we've got a fantastic editorial team, and yeah, and Daniel's over there from, you know, former editorial members. Hey, so if you've
left
ever
us.
worked on it, yeah.
You left us.
Clayton was supposed to be here to represent.
Clayton's
Oh, he
in.
is up here. We even saved the chair for you, dude. But come on up. Yeah.
You came in, I was like, well, I guess Clayton doesn't want to be on. All right.
But yeah, so I guess the way we did things for a couple of years, when Daniel and I were splitting editorial responsibilities, we do a certain amount of sound design ourselves, and then Daniel pretty much took that over. And for the first couple of seasons of things, we were relying on a fantastic post house here in town called Stuck On. They do a lot of our finishing and mixing for us. And but we're going to the point where we can kind of do more of it in house. And we've got some more facilities for that, which is awesome. But now Clayton is heading all of that up. He's our lead sound engineer for RT Animation. What?
I got to do my backstory. I actually not only did graduate college, but I have a master's degree in what I do as well. So higher education is good.
Overachiever.
So who knows? I might be at a university again someday teaching some of you guys. But I actually come from the film and TV world. I did a lot of movies and a lot of TV and a lot of Food Network stuff. And I was on a film out of state, and a cinematographer from Austin, because I lived here, sent me a job application because he had seen that you guys had a want ad up. And I said, I'm not even in the state. And he was like, whatever. They won't even call you back. And I was like, oh, you're right. And so then I interviewed via phone because I told them I was out of town for a little while. And then the film ended up getting scrapped, so I drove back to Austin. And literally the day I drove back, I was literally going to the ATM to deposit my one check. And I called, I was like, can you be here Monday? I was like, yep. I'm out of a job, so yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then really the whole thing is, that's kind of the description of the pipeline step by step, whether it's 3D or 2D, but none of that works unless you have your production staff. So down in front here, we've got Maggie, who's our production coordinator. And she's also now the assistant producer on X-Ray. And is Cohen in the house? I thought I saw Cohen. There's our man. My man, Coden Wooten, man. So yeah, we brought him on board. He took over as the day-to-day producer starting on RWBY 13, and he's also going to be helping me produce RWBY. And then I've been doing a lot of the producing for about a year and a half or more now. Ed, is there anything that I forgot?
Machinima?
Oh, hell yeah. Where my boys at? Yeah.
Josh, raise your hand.
Josh.
Yeah. So.
Hey. Kyle's over there too.
Our machinima instrument. And here's the thing. I don't think it's a joke. We actually kind of ran some sort of cocktail napkin calculation. We think they're the fastest machinimators in the world in terms of animation available online, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all the best.
Yeah.
We've
Interns?
Yeah, interns.
We get some
Interns and
interns on
assistants. Yeah.
That's
Hey.
yeah. I was
Second
like,
layer.
so
Oh, yeah,
we've
see,
got-
this is what you guys are here for.
This is what we're here for.
That's
We
why.
have all of tech. So Cameron Lay. So for years, what we decided to do, we didn't have enough people on the productions, but we were caring about, how are you going to deal with virtual camera in the 3D world, or how are you going to set up stuff for 2D in terms of making sure that you've taken the design of a shot as far as possible before it gets handed off to animation. We have finally been able to formally organize the actual camera and layout department. So raise your hand if you are involved in that.
Yeah, Joe.
So we've got Joe, and we've got Rachel. Yeah, basically, anyone who does storyboards or camera, raise your hand. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So basically, that's kind of the core of our previs team. They work with the director on the show as their shot listing and come up with what any given moment in the episode's going to be, and then depending on the technology involved with the show, then they actually sit down with the animation tool and start setting up the camera. And in the instance of the 3D shows, they'll take the mocap data and start applying them to the characters and to set up the shot, and then hand that to the animator, who then works on the character performance from there.
Speaking of technology, we also have the
Speaking
tech
of
team.
Yeah, so we have Jeff down there, who's our lead technical director. Everyone else who is on tech, if you're a render wrangler or a scripter. Yeah. Our mocap director.
Yeah. Jarrett.
So this is kind of a catch-all department. We had a whole bunch of things here. Like, so Paco is, he's kind of our, in live action terms, kind of our first AD, but he runs the mocap stage. So whenever we need to shoot another scene for RWBY or RWBY, he's the man who's kind of keeping that running and schedules everything and makes sure that all the resources are where they need to be in time for that, and basically calls the shoot.
Yeah, he's also our office humor consultant. I know everybody needs to know that. Very important.
It is.
Yeah, but whether they're responsible for managing the render farm that we have, so they're spitting out all the frames that get handed off to comp to be, finally they for a while they've absorbed lighting, sets and so forth. That was tech for a while, but also there's the scripting side. So there's stuff like There's tasks. Whenever you've got something that an animator is going to have to do, that whenever they are working on a scene and they have to do something repetitive that's going to take a minute, 5 minutes, half an hour, or whatever, you know that they're going to have to do that every single time. If you add that up per animator, per shot, for the entire production, that time really adds up. So then you've got some of these programming geniuses who will go ahead and try to automate that stuff through scripts and other methods, and just like basically save the butts of the animators so that the animators can again spend more of their time actually focused on doing the creative performance stuff.
Yeah, animators are so whiny.
Yeah.
God, you guys are the worst.
Yeah.
We've also got, she kind of falls into multiple departments right now, but Erica for lighting.
Yeah. Erica's our new lighting artist. Probably going to be helping me out with some color stuff on RWBY too. So with all that in mind, just out of curiosity, for people that started watching properties that are now part of Rooster Teeth Animation, raise your hand if you got into this stuff through RWBY. Like, what was the first thing you saw? Okay, cool. Who learned about Rooster Teeth through RWBY? Cool. This is good. Yeah. And then RTAA? Or, okay. Yeah. Got a few. That's cool. X-ray and VAV.
Hey, Peter, your show sucks.
All right, wait. What if you found out about Rooster Teeth Animation through Achievement Hunter? Like you saw what was going on in Achievement Hunter, and that's when there's somebody who was like,
I saw two.
Yeah.
Somebody put their hand back down. That counts.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. How are you doing on time? So, that's us. We're going to do Q&A in a minute based on everything that you've heard so far. If you want to know more about what we do or how we got into it, we'll get into this in just a minute. So, who here attended one of the other animation property panels earlier in the fest? So we had, RWBY, we've done RWBY, and X-Ray and VAV, and RTAA, and everything. And at this point, all those shows have already kind of shown you their super cool, here's the sneak peek at the next episode, and concept art and things like that. So I don't want to blow the rest of the panel like repeating all the things you probably already saw in those panels. So, but we do want to show you some cool things here and there. So let's talk about the future of the department for just a minute. The department's only been around, like I said, for coming up on a year. And our first task was to kind of straighten out all the currently existing properties. But we do have some stuff in development that, this is awesome that you guys will be able to say that you were here for the very first RT animation panel, because next year we'll actually be able to start showing you some brand new cool stuff. All we can tell you right now is that per animation type, we've got a production that's in some stage of development. We've got a new 2D show that we're concepting out right now. There's a 3D show that is hopefully heading into script phase soon. Hopefully. And of course, we have to figure out how to do this at the exact same time as producing the currently existing slate. Thank you to all of our friends and SOs for just checking out on our lives. I think we can go ahead and say, these are things that we are planning to do. Production life gets in the way, but, we do, over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, we're working on something that we're being told could get released as a feature, as an uninterrupted thing that will not be chopped up into webisodes, but who knows? It's, aim high. And we're working on our first, they keep calling it VR, but it's a 360-degree video project. So that one will actually be coming out sooner than some of the other ones, so stay tuned for that. And then what we can show you right now is a taste of a brand new property. This is so critical to the business health of Rooster Teeth. Like the future of Rooster Teeth animation just depends on it.
Yeah, like when we, I've said in a few panels before, when we put together the team that we did for RWBY 13, like they're like the Avengers. They're just the best. RWBY 13 was just a practice run for this thing that we're about to show. Like I don't know, I don't want to overhype it, but it's like.
No, I don't want to overhype it either, but I mean, if this is not good, we all lose our jobs. So,
So I'm a little terrified, but do you want to show it?
Yeah, let's go.
So can we keep our jobs, or?
fucked.
I'm half tempted to like bust out. Somebody needs to record. I want to like everyone on the count of 3 to shout, "Fuck you, Ray!"
Fucking Ray! God damn it!
So yeah, who's aware of the Strangerhood?
Does anyone know the story of this thing?
Yeah.
Was anybody really fucking confused by what we just showed you? Raise your hand.
No, it's fine.
All right, no, that's fine. That's fine. Mother, we're gonna explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it away. I can't even.
Who's closest to this fucking clusterfuck?
I don't want to be.
Okay, so I'll take a shot at it. Fine. Ray.
We made Strangerhood. It sucked. Ray made jokes about how much it sucked. Now we have to make more.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's
we made this movie called Laser Team, right? But we needed crowdfunding and help and the support of a bunch of fans in order to do it. And one of the stretch goals was if we made this much money, then we would go
As a thank you for the fans.
As a thank you to the fans.
Because you demanded this.
As you, Ray, demanded this.
Ray.
We would go to the nearby graveyard, dig
Ray.
up the fucked up corpse of the Strangerhood, reanimate it Frankenstein style, and create the Strangerhood Season 2 using Sims 4. So we did.
Yeah. For the rest of RTX, whenever you see Josh or Kyle walking around, I think you should feel free to just walk up to them and just put your hand on their shoulder and go, "I'm so sorry, man."
Yeah.
Man.
Or just laugh at them because, they're in hell.
Yeah, so anyways, Strangerhood 2 is happening. It's planned to be 4 episodes. The target right now is that X-Ray and Vav goes on a break. 4 ran days. X-Ray Season 2, Episode 5 runs a week from today, and then it'll be on a 4-week hiatus, and we'll probably put this out sometime late during that break. Because it's obviously a substitute for X-Ray.
Everybody's so excited for Strangerhood Season 2, man.
Yeah.
Why don't you
So
see
there's
X-Ray
that.
Sims 4?
Another little quick peek at something before we do Q&A is that, again, so we like to recruit from the community whenever we can. We like to identify talent, and if your stuff is good and funny, then we will try to find a way to use you. So,
It's a good thing.
or exploit you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Much better, Gray.
Corrupt you?
There you go. On the right track.
Yeah. Anyways, so we had a show called Let's Play Minimations, which ran from late last year up until July of this year, done by animator Chris Dyke, who got our attention because he was doing some of his own Minecraft animations, and then he helped us out doing animation on RWBY 12, and then went back and did more of these Minecraft Let's Play Minimations. And we kind of thought that we would keep that trend rolling. So now we're going to continue the show called just generally Minimations. And over time, we're just going to rotate cool stuff through it. So the next thing that we're going to do is there was a Rooster Teeth machinima group called The Lone Few. And they were doing adventures, Rooster Teeth GTA 5 adventures, or RTMA, I guess was the other thing that they were calling it. But yeah, so they were kind of like RTAA. They've been taking some audio from around the company and then machinimating to it in GTA 5. And we thought it was so funny that we would go ahead and let them take over the Minimations time slot for the next 5 shows. Minimations runs once a month in place of RTAA if you haven't caught this release schedule yet. So the second week of every month is a Minimations instead of an RTAA. So this coming Monday for sponsors, Tuesday public, you will be able to see this. Cool. And with that, let's do some Q&A. I think we're only gonna be able to do about 10, 15 minutes of it maybe. But just go ahead, raise your hand. We'll call on you. Shout your question out, and then we'll just repeat your question from here.
Shout once we've called on you.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't just shout.
So yeah, do it. No.
I saw her hand first.
Cool.
Yes, you.
Yeah. With the hand.
And she has the speaking,
And the speaking
ball.
ball. She
Oh,
does have the
speaking
speaking ball.
Yeah.
What's your question? So the question was, animators, do you guys have references that you look at when you're animating things? Animators?
Yes. Yeah.
Jordan, do you have anything that you reference when you animate?
Like a podcast or something?
Yeah, like I'll
Stick
get
figures?
get some sticks and like, yeah, that looks good. I don't do anything too crazy, but I noticed one of our animators, Jason here, he has a mirror on his desk that he'll use when he wants to make expressions or something. He'll look in there and then like draw it. So I
Yeah, a
thought
lot of
that-
animators have
I think
that.
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Harley, shout out over there. She likes to shoot a lot of reference to, like, whenever she starts a shot, like if it's a facial animation, she'll like record herself doing it, and she has that video, and then she'll animate to that, basically.
Oh, that's
There's
like
stuff-
one of my favorite moments of the production journals is her walking through all of her wife's poses. Yeah, it was fun.
Tons of reference. Tons and tons and tons of reference. Part of being an animator is learning how many things work. So yeah, I think we've got an entire giant folder full of explosions, earthquakes, laser beams, just lots of stuff.
Shane also has constantly running on his computer like just shots from anime and cartoons and everything. So if you ever get stuck, you just look up at that and be like, "Oh, that's cool."
I guess I'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Let's do something. Yeah, if you ask a question, come on up because I've got some loot for you. But we're gonna try something. The first 5 people or so that I'm gonna hand a poster to you. Hang on to that poster. Get ready to open it, but on penalty of death, don't open it yet. We're gonna do something at the end of the panel. If you see someone next to you with that poster and they're starting to peek, take the poster out of their hands and start hitting them with it.
You fucking.
So yeah, if you ask a question, coming up.
I think this person in the back has had their hand up for a while. Could you? Yeah, you with the hat. Yes, you.
Hat guy. Hat girl. Who is it? I can't see.
I can't see either. Oh, yeah, good. Is that a flower crown? Oh, what's your question?
Flower girl. Flower guy.
So,
What do you like to do?
so the question for everybody that can't hear is,
yeah.
as an animator, what is super important to focus on? Character, scenery.
You gotta like the character probably because like they have to move in such a way that like looks realistic, or else people can't connect to the story. So like,
Also, everybody else. Put
if
your
you're
hands
worrying
down.
about the tree in
Sorry.
the background, it's like that doesn't fucking matter. Why does your character walk like that, you dumb? So it's like you have to make like it's the character is the most important. The story and the character are the most important. So who cares about the tree? Like you need to make the character.
Dustin, I love you so much. I just want you to know
I
that.
love you too, Keisha.
I don't know. My answer to that is also it's all going to be important to one degree or another, though, because it's what the script called for. It's what winds up on screen. It has to get done one way or the other, whether you're making the set or the props or the signage in the background or the character performance. One way or another, it's still contributing to the story, and the story wouldn't be the same without all those particular elements. So it really is what interests you.
Yeah.
Go work on that.
I should say Pat draws a mean tree.
Like literally, it's got like a.
Oh, here's the other
face,
thing.
Like,
Try a couple of different things because one, you might not really understand what you want to do until you've experimented a little bit, and then two, the more disciplines that you've played with, even if it's not the ones that you stick with, it's going to help you communicate with your teammates around you that are doing that stuff. So if you're taking the input from one part of the pipeline but to do your magic, and then you have to hand it off to another, if you can still if you know and respect what they're up to and can kind of speak the language a little bit, then you're going to get better results across the board. So.
Also, if
Cool.
you work at RT, just do whatever Carrie says.
hey, what's up?
Next question.
Oh, your hand with the light is really cool right now for me. Can you do that? You answer. You ask a question. What the hell? It's the projector light. It's like on his hand. It's really fucking cool, man.
Come up and get your poster, by the way.
Man.
That's a good question. The question was, I guess if I'm saying this correctly, like when you have different characters such as Locus, who's very slow and methodical, and Felix, who's just a sassy asshole, what do you do to make those characters
Somewhere Barbas.
different? Animators, you want to talk about?
I thought you were looking at me. God.
People that have animated Locus and Felix.
Can you say the question one more time?
So how do you deal with
I
different
was
energies
stuck
of
on
different
Sassel.
characters? How do you deal with different energies of the different characters? How do you bring out the different aspects of the personalities if you're dealing with, like, say the difference between Felix and Locus? What do you do differently? Or throw this
I
Joel
think
too.
for Felix it's easy because we just put Miles in a mocap suit and just say, "Hey Miles, be an asshole."
Can do.
Hey,
Miles, be Miles.
and then for Locus it's just like more reserved, not as Felix tends to be almost flamboyant sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, you true.
Very like a lot of gestures and like snarky almost, but then Locus is very almost reserved and serious.
I started off mocapping Locus at the beginning of RWBY 13, and then about the point that we realized that we were spending, hours capturing. At some point, I'm like, yeah, I got to work on other stuff, guys. Take it.
I think a lot of it, what helps is at the beginning of, every season, we'll do a character breakdown. So with RWBY, it was, all of our animators in a room with me, and I was like, okay, look, so Carolina, her fighting style, very acrobatic. She's graceful, she's agile, she's fast. We're talking about Caboose, just jerky, weird movements. He doesn't make sense. I think he might be robotic or something. He's weird. Griff, he's going to slouch. He's going to be lazy. And it was just like taking the time to, if you're not going to go through that and talk with your team and have that kind of breakdown together, then at least putting that into some sort of show Bible or into the description in the script. That just needs to be communicated from the director or whoever it is that has this vision to whoever's going to be working on it, as well as the people that will be performing in the mocap.
We also, for all of our 3D shows, for the dialogue scenes especially, we will mocap them all together in a group with the director at the time. So I think, everybody can get a good sense of it. And we have certain people, like Harley always plays Weiss. Like, there's certain people that's like, these people understand how these characters move. So it's that everybody has a good base to work from.
This is awesome because this combines this question with the last one, which is we've been recording. We throw a GoPro in our audio recording booth, so both for reference for the facial animators as well as in terms of just personality of the characters. If you want to go for certain gestures, you can actually get the voice actor doing their thing. So in case they happen to provide you with a facial expression or a particular gesture where they're doing the thing that the animators can be inspired by and add something to, then that's available to them as well. So, pick one.
Somebody else. Jordan, you want to pick one? Oh, Dustin wants to pick one. Dustin.
And come up and, oh, hey, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Whoever's waving their fingers in that weird way back there. This? For a season.
The hardest ones that you guys, the hardest parts of the characters that you guys have to make. I know for me, I've had trouble doing hands and heads before, but for you guys, I personally want to know what's good for you guys.
I think we should
Caesar,
ask
do you want to come here?
Tim,
Tim,
yeah,
Caesar,
yeah,
Alex,
yeah.
whoever. Hey, modelers, come up here.
Yeah.
So let's repeat the question while they're coming up.
Yeah, the question was, modelers, what's the hardest thing you model?
All right, well, anything that has a lot of detail obviously is going to be more difficult. Shark face with all those crazy scars, especially looking at reference for scarred, burned faces, is not the greatest. As far as
it's, I guess, working to your strengths. So, like, I'm not a very good modeler, I don't think. I'm very slow with that. Anything it's like...
Oh, no. That would be why.
We have a wireless microphone, just pointing that out.
It's not gonna...
Man, cables are hard.
Yeah, anything hard surface is just easier for me. I mean, I can work on characters, I'm just a lot slower.
What's the hardest part?
The hardest part is that now we have some pretty awesome concept artists, and it's increasingly hard to match the 3D art to match how awesome the concept is.
Yeah. Hey, sound guy. Or just hand her the wireless.
We're
professionals.
So smart. Go, sound guy, go!
What's a microphone?
He's definitely not the hero we deserve, but the one that we need right now.
What else? We have a new concept artist now, so the concept art gets increasingly more detailed and more badass. So it's become a lot more work to try to match the 3D art to the concept art now. So.
To answer your question a little closer, if you ever make a good hand, save it and just reuse it over and over and over.
Then I hate to say it, I'm having a lot of fun
Trying to break that.
but we're probably gonna have to make this the last question.
This young woman with the orange. Yes, all the time. Let's do one more question, a little more animation related.
Hey, well, real quick, Guardians, do we have to clear out of this room, or can we just cut the stream and then maybe stay a couple more minutes for Q&A? At 6:30. Okay. Because, Gray, there's the thing that needs to take up time, but we could do that after the stream gets cut at 6:30.
We could. I don't want to delay folks' departure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no.
no.
Panels to go through.
Fine.
Sorry.
Okay, so one more real quick. Crown. Oh, the turnarounds, so you get all the details of the characters?
We'll keep doing that, yeah.
Yeah, us too. Yeah. Monty was amazing about supporting the community, whether or not you needed the detail for your art or for your cosplay or whatever. And as far as I know, we're going to continue doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, big time.
One of the things that's always an absolute treat at every convention is seeing cosplayers and people with the weapons and the outfits and everything, and even Dragonface and Felix, and it's Christmas, man. It's the most beautiful thing ever, and
It's a wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, we never want that to stop.
Yeah, no, it is. And thank you to the community that does that, whether it's your art or your photography or your cosplay or your music inspired by or whatever. But every time that we hop on the various social media sites or on roosterteeth.com and we see everyone's really, really cool stuff going by, that gets us through tough times, whether it's you're just having a hard crunch night, you're stuck on a shot that you're working on, or life stuff gets in the way. And it's kind of a neat give and take. If Rooster Teeth is putting something out that has inspired you guys to then in turn make more art, and we can only help but be inspired by that. And I can't really say, I would just be saying the same thing over and over and over. But thank you to everyone who does stuff like that. On that note, and come up, come here.
We have one more big thing that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah. Nice catch.
Great, do you have your flash drive with the thing on it? I just want to make sure. Yeah. We're good. Okay.
I think so. Okay. Well,
all right.
We're good. No, we're good.
Secret.
This is going to be hilarious. If this is
Ooh.
No. Yeah, no, you don't have to lower the lights quite yet.
Is this where I go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is this where I go?
Watch the animation. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And the thing is there. Cool.
Yay!
All right. So yeah, that's the file you're going to play in just a minute. Let's talk about just for one more second about the future of Rooster Teeth animation. When I was first talking to Matt and Yvonne about what we're going to do to formalize this department and where did we want to take it, what sort of vision we had some really cool role models that we could point to in terms of people that were doing really cool stuff online in the world of animation and had already sort of foregone traditional distribution. They were trying to create their own online channels and so forth. And there was a list of several companies that some aspects of Rooster Teeth animation we are inspired by and we wanted to kind of emulate. And then something really amazing happened a few weeks ago where one of those companies reached out to us and said, hey, do you want to come play? So, and we said, fuck yeah. And let's just get right to it. Everybody that I gave a poster to, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, stand up, open up that poster, and show it to everybody around you.
Oh boy.
Do you want to put up the art?
Yeah, baby.
So here's what happened. Yeah, we get this. Alan Abdeen, our VP of Business and Development, lets us know that, hey man, so